We have to talk about this weekend just gone in the Premier League. Massive, massive results all around the board, all up and down the table. Huge results that are going to have implications for the season going forward for the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Everton, all these teams. And we just need to run through some of the results today. I'm not going to mention ones like the Fulham Luton game, the Villa Palace game, all worth mentioning, but I think I've selected specific matches that have the biggest implications with regards towards the top of the table. I think it's key to say here. A lot of the sides that I'm going to mention are struggling, like Chelsea and Manchester United. Definitely in crisis mode, I think it's safe to say. And it's a it's a big thing going forward that a lot of these teams are not where they should be. I think that's quite clear and quite obvious for anyone to say or see even. So we'll go through some of the bigger ones. Start off Brighton, Manchester United. Huge. Is it weird that I don't think it was an upset as such? I actually think Brighton were more the favourites going into this, even though it was at Old Trafford. We've seen in the past Brighton this year since the Zerbi's come in have become a force to be reckoned with in the Premier League. They are arguably one of the best sides in Europe at the moment, and it's incredible how far they've come, how much energy and excitement De Zerbi's brought into that team. I think they've had the most shots of any side in Europe. So they, going into this game, United were always going to be up against it, and their squad's so ravaged with injuries. And there's been a lot of criticism, I think, over Ten Hag. Very, very soon to say, in my opinion. I do think that he needs more time. That's something that United haven't given a lot of managers in the past. You could argue, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was given a lot of time, but I never really felt like he had a plan. Ten Hag's come in with this idea of how he wants to play, and this season it hasn't come to fruition so far. But there's always going to be a bedding in period. He's trying to bring in the players that he wants, likes of Onana who can play out from the back. Um, you know, Amrabat, a solid defensive midfielder's partner, Casemiro will even replace him. So he needs time. He needs to be given that respect to get his squad together, to get playing the way he wants to. But Brighton blew them out the water, quite frankly. And from the goals, you could see they ran rings around United. United didn't look at any point like they were a threat or a danger. Rashford was the most dangerous player, and even so, the chances they got, there was nothing really set in stone. I think they did hit the crossbar at one point, but they never looked like they were going to score. Brighton, just the attack. They're one of these sides that get a lot of chances and they take them really well. So, credit to them. Mejbri, I think was his name. He's the one who scored the goal for United. Great to see a young player like that actually affecting the game and not afraid to have a go. He got stuck in, and it was a great goal, absolutely terrific. Arguably goal of the day, apart from maybe João Pedro's. That was a brilliant goal as well. So, it is what it is. United need to seriously turn the season around. And I do think it will click once the injuries fade. When Mount comes back, Luke Shaw, when the defence is a bit more solid and Amrabat comes into the squad, maybe then it'll turn around for them. But at the moment, it doesn't really look like that's the case. They need time, is what I'm saying. Move on to the next one then. So Chelsea. It's been a poor start again from them. I think a lot of people focus on the money spent, and rightly so. £1 billion in just under 2 years is massive. It is big, and I think when people thought Abramovich was leaving, that the money would be much less invested into the club. It's been the complete opposite. And Todd Bowley's come in with this scattergun approach of money, 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 sign him, sign him. It doesn't work. We've seen that in the past, and we've seen it now with Chelsea. There's no plan. It doesn't feel like there's a plan in place. Poch is the only thing about that club that even resembles a notion of going forward in the correct direction. And that's just because he's good with young players and developing young talent. But unless he's signing the players that he wants and is getting the best out of the players, it's not going to work. And my fear for Chelsea, only winning one of their opening five games, drawing against Bournemouth, losing against Nottingham Forest, is will he be given the time? Is he going to be given the opportunity to stay at that club as long as he needs to get the team together, connected, and to find the starting 11 that best suits him? Now, injury again, same as United. It's obvious that they've had a lot of injuries. There's so many players out at the moment. And Kunku could be a difference maker when he comes back. Reece James, your club captain's out. There's so many. Lavia, Caicedo, they're both out, and they were the big signings this summer, arguably next to Kunku. So, it. You've got to feel sorry for them in a sense, but at the same time, there's enough players there and enough talent that could they be doing better? Arguably, it's up front where the main problems are. In terms of possession, they're doing brilliant. They're actually the top possession-based team in England. I think on average it's around 67 to 72% or something ridiculous like that. Even more than City, who base their play around possession football. So they need to they need to get it working soon. And because you do question with Chelsea fans in the past, not Chelsea fans even, the club, they're it's not working. Get rid of the manager, get someone new. And you've got to think, how long is it before that happens? They did it three times last season with Tuchel, Potter, and Lampard. So I'm not saying that Poch is up for the sack anytime soon. I really don't think he is, but they need to get it working properly. And I do think when the players come back, that's when it will gel. Credit to Bournemouth, I thought they were outstanding. They had the best chances of the game. And they were disappointed not to get the win. At the end, you could see that in their faces. They were sad that they weren't able to get the 3 points because they did have the best chances. There was a moment at the end, near the end, where I think it was Solanke, he puts it through the defender's legs. It doesn't work for him. He doesn't get the shot off properly. It was just that decision making in the final third which let them down at times. So, it is where it is. I do think Chelsea, same thing. I still think I predicted them to finish second, and I do think they are going to gel. And there are worse teams, so they'll come top six in my opinion. I do think it will connect eventually. We just need to see it happen. Uh, and then the last one, I'm not going to talk about Man City, only because you expect it from City. At this point, there's no new ground being broken here. It's just Man City. You expect them to win. Credit to West Ham for giving it a go, but there's too much talent in that squad. Arsenal, Everton, that's the big one we're going to focus on here. Oh, no, Tottenham, Sheffield as well. Are Tottenham up for a title push? Who knows? I could do a video discussing that. I've already discussed Newcastle, maybe. But yeah, Arsenal, Everton. Um, Arsenal show title credentials for not the first time this season, definitely the second or third already. And this game, there was a hoodoo around it of Arsenal going to Everton. It's Goodison Park. They haven't won there since 2017, I think it was, or something ridiculous, since Arsene Wenger was at the club. So there was a lot of pressure on them going to Goodison Park, and they did it. They did it very convincingly. Now, how much of that was them being great and Everton being poor? That's up for debate. I personally think Everton were dreadful. I don't think that whatever they're doing is working necessarily. You look at the stats: 26% possession for them and one shot on target. It says all you need to, really. I posted a thing on Twitter, a statistic that was saying Doucouré is the club's number one ranked goal scorer with one goal. So you can see where their problems are. It's up front on the pitch, and they need to get that sorted ASAP, otherwise they're really going to struggle. But Arsenal, they kept going and going and going, and they got their goal. They got the goal they deserved, and it was a fantastic goal from Trossard. You do think that this Arsenal side could do something special. We saw it last season. We're seeing it again this season. They are an incredible side. they just need that winning mentality, I think, and keep doing it against the sides like Nottingham Forest, Everton. It's going to be those games which trip them up, like last season where it was Southampton, West Ham. Um, the the term in their season, because we know they can compete with the big boys, so to speak. It was games like this where mentality and determination come into it, and we saw that yesterday. They were full of passion and they were so ready to get at Everton and get the result, and they did. And that's it, credit to them because they are going to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Will they win the league? I don't think so. I still think City are a shoe in, but keep getting results like that against teams like Everton, who, yes, are struggling, but Goodison Park's never easy to go to. You know, take it from a Liverpool fan, it's a difficult ground to go away to. So for Arsenal to go there in the manner they did says a lot, and credit where credit's due. Arsenal are looking a great side. They just need to keep doing it against teams like Everton, who have everything to fight for in terms of the relegation battle. Um, Player of the weekend. Obviously, we've not seen the Monday match between Burnley and Nottingham Forest, but if I was to pick one player, I think this weekend who had an exceptional thing, I'm actually going to go for Richarlison. He, I think, with all the speculation around him in the past, his inability to score for Tottenham, he did well to get the goal and assist against Sheffield. The latest ever comeback in Premier League history, 98th and 100th minute, and he got them the win. And I, I'll go on record. I'm not a Richarlison fan. I'm really not. But he did it for them. He dragged them out, and Tottenham are going to be up there as well. And that win could be viewed as the win of the season for them if things go their way. Say they get top four on the final day. Say even if they're up for the title on the final day. I'm not saying they will, but that win could be viewed as the catalyst for their season. So well done to them. Richarlison, I think, player of the weekend, definitely. It is what it is. It's fair play to him. Thank you for watching. Just wanted to give my thoughts on this weekend just gone. More videos soon. Thank you very much.